Dr. Cortex, we have not determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world domination. This time I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex!
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again! Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Crash Bandicoot for the Sony PlayStation 1. I am One Wild Sheep, and this is one of the greatest games ever made, and back in the day this was one of the biggest selling points for the Sony PlayStation 1. This game spawned a series that back in the day was massive. This game series, Crash Bandicoot, used to be PlayStation's flagship series. This is what people thought when they thought PlayStation. Basically, Crash became the unofficial mascot of PlayStation way back in the 90s when the PlayStation 1 was first released. And it's no surprise, because this game is a fantastic 3D platformer, back in the days when 3D platformers were still around. But, yeah, this has been developed by Naughty Dog, which a lot of you know today as the developers of Uncharted and The Last of Us, at the time of this recording anyway, and this was basically their very first smash hit. Naughty Dog have been around for many years before this game, making games for even like the Sega Mega Drive and I think it's only Sega Mega Drive. I can't remember, but basically Naughty Dog's first major hit that really swung home was this title, and my god, they left an impact. Crash Bandicoot was one of my favorite game series ever made. And as you can see, it's basically a standard everyday 3D platformer. It's extremely linear though, which is quite different from what a lot of people want from platformers nowadays, from what I can tell. But yeah, to explain everything, you're this Bandicoot, you run forward, but you use the D-pad to move. Because this game came up before analog control is considered the norm, sadly, because I think this game was actually released before the PlayStation analog controller. And unfortunately, the game doesn't really go too well with that. The game has aged purely because of the lack of analog controls. I am convinced. It's seriously, every time, I always have one reason why I don't return to this Crash Bandicoot game all that much, and it's the analog controls, the lack of them. But anyway, you basically have a couple of maneuvers to your arsenal. You can just do a simple jump by pushing the X button, and if you push the square button, you'll be doing a spin attack. Now the spin attack is your primary attack in the game, and as you can see, you can spin away enemies, you can jump on enemies as well. And if you spin away enemies, they can actually go into the background and actually destroy upcoming crates, if you hit them right. And I like that, although it can be a bit of a mess at times, because sometimes you don't want to hit certain crates, like, because you're too close to it, like, say a TNT crate. You spin an enemy and they'll go into the TNT crate, you're gonna get hurt if you're running too fast. But yeah, this game was fantastic, and this was released pretty much before 3D platformers got their standard sort of style. So this is when companies are still trying to make their own 3D platforms their own ways. So the standards set by Mario 64 weren't around just yet. Well, they weren't sticking just yet anyway. I mean, around this time we had things like Bubsy, which, God forbid I'll ever LP that. But anyway, to use the world map, basically press left and right on the world map and you select a level, press X to enter the level. And there are a grand total of 32 stages in this game. 2 of which I don't think I'll be entering. For one reason, I don't know how. I'll be researching it, don't worry, I'll let you guys know. But these are TNT crates. What you want to do is basically jump on them and the timer will go off. Whenever the timer hits 0, they will explode. Go away from them when they explode, because otherwise you'll explode with them and it's no good. And this masked thing has been following us as well. His name is BaaaaAAAHHhh, and It's basically your health for this game. Kind of like in Spyro the Dragon, where you have 3 hit points and then you die. It's kind of similar, although in this game you have 2 hit points before you die, and you collect multiple masks to power him up. For example, that mask crate there, you just spin into it and you'll get Aku Aku. Every time you get the 3rd Aku Aku mask, you get temporary invincibility. So, it kind of acts like an invincibility power from like Mario or Sonic, for example. So every time you get a 3rd mask, you can run through enemies, you can destroy them in your path, and it's fulfilling as hell. I love it. This game is brilliant, what can I say? Although it has aged quite badly in terms of controls. Graphically, oh my god. Apart from the fact it's really low resolution, if this were to be released kind of today on like the Wii U, obviously with a higher resolution, so it's a little bit less pixely, I am convinced this game would hold up. Because this game really, really looks good, even today. I mean, obviously there's a couple of issues here and there with textures being a bit not right, and a couple of artifacts in the screen, but that's standard for PlayStation 1. But anyway, for this level anyway, you need to dodge all these rolling things. These rolling things will hurt you, so don't touch them. And oh my god, that's a beautiful combo. I love it when that happens. And when crates are stacked kind of like this, I hate it because you need to be pixel perfect to get the one in the middle. And there's items in this game called gems you can pick up if you complete a level without dying, and by hitting every single crate in the level, you'll gain yourself a gem. Now these gems, they're pointless. I don't go for them in this LP. But if you want to get an alternate ending that I actually don't like too much, because it's not as good as the normal ending, basically get all the gems. And to do that, it's going to be a hard time for you because, like I said, you can't die. You need to beat every level in one go, and even though things look pretty normal, pretty standard at this point in the game, trust me, the game gets difficult, really, really difficult. This is not an easy game, folks. This is really not an easy game. But I digress. But each level has their own, well, not every level. There's a couple of distinctive themes that sort of go throughout this entire game, including jungle, which is the type of level we're in now. There's also like there's wall levels, which you only really see on the first world of the game. I'll get into each of the level themes when we actually get to them, because it's hard to think of them off the top of my head. Most of the levels in this game individually aren't all that memorable, but if you looking at each level, you know, as you're playing it, they're good, they're good. But anyway, if you beat the level without getting killed, you'll see a reward screen at the end, and you can either get a gem, or it'll scold you for saying, hey, you did a good job, now do it again. Which annoys me. But anyway, this is the second level trope you'll see, the Great Gate, and it's sort of like the villagers' gates, the natives of this island, which are basic, standard, everyday Native Americans. You know, the standard type of guys. I hope I didn't offend any people by doing that. But anyway, these bouncy blocks by here, which have the arrows on them, if you hold down the X button while you bounce on them, you can actually bounce a bit higher. And this is Aku Aku when you have 3 of them. Basically, you can destroy enemies, you can plow through everything in sight. Fantastic. And basically, the plot of this game as follows is we're chasing after the guy that actually created us. We were originally a normal Bandicoot, and the evil scientist Neo Cortex actually upgraded our brain power, if you will, to try and make us into one of his animal generals. So kind of like Eggman with his whole turning animals into robots, except now Cortex wants to brainwash the animals instead of turn them into robots. So think Eggman from Sonic, but without the robot part. But anyway, those villagers as well, you just see me destroy. They are very annoying when you don't have an invincibility power, because to deal with them, they'll try and push you back with their little shield thing. And what you want to do is basically jump on the top of them, which will allow them to cover their heads, and then you have to spin on them. They are very awkward to deal with. And basically the main plot of this is us rescuing Torna Bandicoot, which is Crash's girlfriend. And she doesn't really make an appearance any time in the series apart from this game. And in the official storyline, she actually goes off with a boss fight that we fight later in the game. So I'm just like, what? We went through all that trouble, even beating the boss, and then you go off for the boss? But yeah, she also at the very end of every bonus level as well that you enter, and each bonus level basically serves as a save point. To access these bonus levels, basically, you go through, break a bunch of boxes, and every now and then you get a character's face out of a box. Collect the character's face, and then every time you collect the third one, you'll get teleported to the bonus level to get some more crates, some more lives. And at the end of the toner ones, only the toner ones give you a save point. So at the end of the Bandicoot ones, you'll get a save point allowing you to save the game. And unfortunately, that's one aspect I don't like about this game. You have to save the game by going through the bonus levels you can only do once. If you fail at doing the bonus level, you miss your chance to save the game. That's it. Which, as a result, later on in the LP, I actually end up using a password to get up to the point where I turned the game off from my last session. But, yeah, I'll talk about it another time because I almost died because of that. Anyway, this is another level trope that we're going to see, the boulder chase. And these have become pretty iconic in the entire series. What you want to do is basically hold down. And you're getting chased by a giant boulder. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Don't worry about these levels, they're actually very easy. Which is strange because you're running into the camera. The camera in this game is always at a set point with a couple of exceptions. It's always either facing forward and you need to run behind it, or it's facing behind you and you need to run forward. It's always something like that. And occasionally you have 2D levels as well. And during the development, this game was actually referred to as Sonic's ass game by the developers. I think it's because it has a bit of a... there's a lot of Sonic sort of... I think the developers had Sonic in mind when they developed this game, because I get a lot of feeling of that. It's very fast-paced, it's very momentum-heavy, and the difference is, unlike Sonic, this is actually difficult, so... Seriously, Crash Bandicoot 1 is an extremely difficult game. If you're playing this game for the first time, expect to die. Expect to get game overs. I'm lucky I didn't get game over in this LP, mind you, but trust me, it happens. But anyways, that level complete. Of course, those big swirly things are actually portals that lead to the level, so there's that. And we got every gem without dying, well, every box without dying, so we get the level's gem. And there's 26 gems in the entire game. And for the most part, you don't need to get all of them. Although, getting certain gems in certain levels will allow you to access platforms which will allow you to get more gems. So you do need to even backtrack. Like earlier on in one of the levels where we missed 3 boxes, what we need to do is actually get a gem in a later level, then return to the level with the 3 boxes we missed, and then collect those 3 boxes using the gems as a platform. It's a lot of things like that in this game, and I don't know what to think about it. I don't like backtracking in a linear platformer like this, because I just don't see the point. If it's like an open world game where backtracking is given, like Banjo-Kazooie or Banjo-Tooie, I'm not fussed, but Crash Bandicoot, and I don't think backtracking should be a thing. But anyway, as you can see, we got 21 lives. You get a lot of lives in this game, which is very good, because you lose a lot of lives in this game. It is ruthless. This is a true game of the classic days. And to be honest, if this game was released nowadays, I get a feeling it wouldn't score so high. Mainly because the standards have improved, but also because nowadays games are a lot easier, and I see many games get scored down points-wise in people's reviews because they're hard. And that's not a reason to score down a game, I don't feel. I mean, if you're gonna score down a game for its difficulty, at least say it's because it's unreasonable difficulty, but most of the time the games aren't even unreasonable difficulty, like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I've done an LP of that on my channel, and most of that the first load of that LP was blind. The game wasn't that hard, but people, developers were going, well, not developers, reviewers are going nuts with that game, going, no, it's very difficult, it's too hard, less points, and it's not hard. This is a hard game. If Rayman 1 was released today, God, I feel sorry for the people who wanted to buy it. Oh, I'm not LPing Rayman 1, by the way, before anyone asks. I'll skip to number 2. Rayman 1's too hard, even for me. But, this stage is another level trope. Basically, you need to go upstream, as you can probably guess. Involves loads of leaves, loads of lily pads you need to jump on, and loads of plants. So some of the plants will snap every so often, and you need to jump on them before they snap, or just after they snap. And then these red ones, they'll snap. Well, actually, the green. They'll snap whenever you jump on them. So basically, just learn the patterns of the flowers, and you should be fine. Anyway, we're on to the very first boss fight of the game, ladies and gentlemen. This is BaaaaAAAHHhh. And he's quite easy. Shamefully, I actually died against him. But to start things off, what you want to do is the easy way to take this boss on is actually to stand on his chair. Now, when you're standing on his chair, you're pretty much invincible while he spins around in a circle. And whenever he's done spinning around the circle, he'll try and slam you. You want to move out of the way before he slams you, because otherwise you'll die. Although I'm about to die here because the game decided, oh yeah, you're doing too good. But of course, the boss fight carries on. This boss fight is pathetically easy. Just let him do his thing. When he bends over after trying to hit you, just boop him on the head. And overall, it's pretty good. Also, this boss fight music, I have to say, is really underappreciated. I love this song. I mean, it's very epic. Sadly, you only hear about 20 seconds of it normally. I'm one of the few people who died on this boss fight in an LP, so there's that. But hey, there's the boss done. This BaaaaAAAHHhh over and done with. Now as we move on with the rest of World 1. Well, first island anyway. So with that, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And when we return next time, we'll be taking on the Rolling Stones. No, not the music band. So I'll catch you all next time. Thanks for watching, people. Hope you enjoyed.